Welcome to the second QESS Blended Learning Seminar. I'm your MC, Angel. I'm a SPEED student studying in the Bachelor of Arts in Travel Industries Management program. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the QESS Teacher Seminar, funded by the Education Bureau. We are very honored to have Dr. C with us today to talk about effective teaching strategies in online and face-to-face classes. May I invite Dr. R.T. Ng, the Deputy Director of SPEED and one of the project coordinators of the QESS Blended Learning Project, to deliver the welcome address.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for Angel's introduction. I think this is a very timely topic to be shared by Dr. C this morning. And I also like to take the opportunity to thank our project team, in particular Dr. Adam Wong and Dr. Edmund Watt. We were the team, that we worked together in developing the proposal, and also, this is during the time of disruptions. So we thought, this is a very relevant project to help our students and help ourselves as teachers to deliver more effective teaching in an online environment. And to start with, I just have a few slides to share with you. When I think about how to start with this introduction. So we are teachers. During the normal time, we have to deliver our teaching through a classroom environment. So this is always a challenge, how to interact with the students, even in a classroom environment, face-to-face environment. So it's good. Most of our time are spent with our students in the classroom. So typically we spend 3 hours with our students for each subject. So we have plenty of time to see the students, to meet the students, to talk to them, to discuss with them, and they can discuss among themselves. So it's no longer, it's just a lecture environment. So we learned that we need to be more interactive already, using very basic the LMS, Learning Management System platform, to upload our files, to upload materials, to keep track of activities. So we have already been doing that. But students continue to be distracted by other things like their mobile phone. So it's kind of like we are competing their time, their attention, even in a classroom environment. And on top of that, we are dealing with the Generation Z. I'm sure you heard about that. And this generation are students born in the period of 1995 and 2010. So these are the age groups of students that we are dealing with today. So what's the difference? So they are born with internet. Some of them are born with a smartphone, iPhone. They have access to a lot of information. They can do Google search anytime. So they are different from the other generations. Probably they are smarter. They are more fluent and competent in using IT already. So how do we as teachers make education interesting for the Generation Z? So I just Google interesting. We all know about interesting, but what's the definition from Cambridge and Oxford Dictionary? So it's something that is interesting, that keeps your attention. So it's very simple. It's like how to get your attention. So we are all busy, have access to mobile phones, computer, a lot of information online. So how to keep the students' attention. So, and interesting means is special, unusual, and exciting. So this is perhaps the challenge we have to do besides delivering a lecture. So make the lecture interesting. So, and how can we engage students effectively in an online environment nowadays. So we've been doing that for the past few semesters due to the pandemic situation. So what's different now? The students have to study from home in a different environment, maybe in the library, maybe in a spot in the campus, and they are very much on their own. So we need to perhaps give them more support through an online environment. Okay, so we are dealing with the student via the computer, via the hardware and software. So besides the LMS, we have to use the video conferencing platform, like what we are doing today, using Teams, Zoom, and also other software applications, online applications, and a lot of them, and hardware. And don't forget about hardware. You know, I remember, you know, there are times when colleagues or myself, you know, forget to turn on the speaker, okay, or the headphones not really working well. So it's a combination of different hardware and software and technologies. And so I use the term human-computer interaction. This is a very important topic in computer science, as I'm aware. So how do we go about, you know, making this environment interactive and engaging with the students? Okay, and ultimately, I think is about the overall pedagogical design. Okay, how do we design, you know, making use of these different things, components in an online learning environment. So with that, I think this would set the sort of tone for the seminar to be delivered by Dr. C. And let me just introduce him very briefly. Dr. C is currently honorary professional consultant at the Department of Curriculum and Instruction at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. And Dr. C is formerly senior lecturer in the same institution. He has taught undergraduate and postgraduate levels, and one of his areas of specialism is computer-assisted language learning. And he has extensive experience in engaging learners in blended learning contexts. And also, he was recognized in 2008 by the Flipped Learning Global Initiative as one of the world's top 50 leaders in flipped learning in higher education. So with that, may I introduce to all of you Dr. Paul C. And welcome him.
Would Dr. Ng stay for presenting a souvenir to today's speaker, Dr. C, on behalf of the QESS project teams?
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ng and Dr. C. For those who are attending on site, may I have everyone come to the center for a group photo? Without further ado, would you please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Paul C.
I'm still figuring where to look. Right now, should I be looking in this direction, or should I be looking at the audience? Because I don't want them to feel ignored. All right. So okay. So anyway, now the last time I was on PolyU campus, it was 8 years ago. So I was on the main campus, and I was attending a seminar by world-famous Harvard physics professor Eric Monsieur. Eric Monsieur, world-famous Harvard physics professor. I don't know if anyone also attended that seminar 8 years ago, right? Now, Professor Eric Masseur is a very, very interesting academic, right? His area of specialism is physics, all right? But at the same time, he's very, very interested in teaching and learning, quality teaching and learning. So on that occasion, he was invited by a unit, all right? By a unit, I think it's called EDC of PolyU, to give a seminar to all the higher education teachers in Hong Kong. So not just PolyU, all right, but all the teachers in higher education institutions in Hong Kong, okay? And so I attended that seminar, and it was an eye-opening experience to me. Eye-opening. Why? Okay. Number one, it was the first time I saw that in operation. Peer instruction. I remember, when I attended that seminar, which was held on the main campus, right? It was a huge auditorium, which accommodated like 500 people, okay? And it was totally full, and I had to sit in the balcony, all right? And when I entered the auditorium, I was given a little object, which I will talk about in a minute. But eye-opening because, first of all, I was able to see this strategy, peer instruction in action. In action, all right? So Eric Masseur asked us to work in pairs, and he gave us debatable, controversial physics, elementary physics, all right? Elementary physics question. And he got us to work in pairs, all right? And he asked us to teach the physics, the elementary physics concept to each other. And it was so engaging. So engaging. But how did Eric Masseur divide us into pairs? Well, he had another strategy, all right? He had another trick. And it was the first time I experienced using a clicker to take part in a poll, all right? So he put a question, a debatable question on the screen, and then he asked us to vote on that debatable question. And based on the results, he put us into pairs. Okay, now, I don't know if higher education teachers today are still using clickers. Okay, but because, well, probably not many of them, right? Because today we have this, right? Okay, mobile phones, right? But that was 8 years ago, and it was groundbreaking, all right? And I was able to witness how the polling was able to engage the audience, all right? So that was an eye-opening experience to me. And so after that seminar, I continued to look for ways to engage, because as I said, 500 people attended that seminar, and yet it was so engaging. Wow, how did Eric Masseur do that, all right? So after that, I continued to explore ways to engage my students in my classes, all right? So much so that this has become one of my teaching maxims, which is, well, if there is no student engagement, there is no teaching and learning. So this is one of my teaching maxims today. So I continue to explore ways to engage my students during a session. But 15 months ago, what happened? 15 months ago, I received this email from the CUHK Central Administration. And what was it about? Yes, 15 months ago. Wow, okay. Overnight, all right? Okay, I think you know what happens, all right? Okay, so I started to panic, all right? Okay, so how I was struggling with this question, all right? Okay, in a week's time, all my classes will be done online. Okay, I have some experience in engaging my students in face-to-face classes, but online, how do I do that? So the next few weeks, I frantically explore. I went to the internet to explore ways to engage students online, right? So I looked for courses about how to engage students online, right? Like this one, and then like this one. I also looked for web articles about how to engage students online, all right? Some of them made, the advice, the tips, suggestions given by some of the writers made good sense, but sometimes they wouldn't work. So for example, this one, okay? A virtual session should not be longer than 45 minutes. Okay, makes sense. But the reality is all my classes are 3 hours in duration. Okay, 3 hours in duration. And so I continue to look for ways to engage my students online. And then after a while, I ended up with a diner list, which I was very proud of and which I'm still very proud of, right? Okay, now I'd like you to take a look at my diner list. This diner list contains all the apps that I have used myself for engaging students online, and I put them under different categories, all right? Now, I'd like you to take a look at my diner list. Now, the next question is how can I share this list with you? But first of all, let me show you what the diner list is like, all right? And then I'll come back to this slide, and then I'll give you a bit of time to, okay, now, I'm talking about this, all right? So the diner list looks like this: apps for engaging learners in remote and face-to-face learning. So if you click on each bullet point, then it expands. Wow, and so on. Okay, now this is a live diner list, and I'm now keeping on expanding this list, all right? So if you visit this list later, you will find it, well, it will become longer. So now, I'd like you to take maybe 1 or 2 minutes to find out what the diner list is like now. This is it. So those of you who are able to access the link, then can go to the link directly. Otherwise, then please use your mobile phone or your iPad, and then scan the QR code, and then you will be taken to the diner list, and then play around with the diner list for 1 or 2 minutes, all right? Okay, I need to stand back a little bit, all right? Good. So you can play around with the bullet points for a while, all right? Okay, shall I say 1 more minute and then I'll go on? Okay, now, so I'm quite proud of this list, all right? So if you're also interested in using IT tools to engage your students during online or face-to-face sessions, then, well, you might want to keep this link, all right? Which will keep expanding. I'm very proud to say that I have used all those apps myself. Wow, okay. Right, now, let's go on, all right? Right. Now, so that was 15 months ago, all right, when I started exploring, all right, IT tools for, and what about today, all right? Now, this is today's situation. This is my teaching situation today, okay? And I have a very, very pleasant discovery, which is that the IT, the e-learning tips, tricks, which I used during those 12 months, all right? During those 12 months, they will also work in face-to-face. So currently, some of my classes are face-to-face, some still online. But, well, I realize that many of those technology mediated strategies will work equally well. Why? Why? Okay, why? Well, first of all, these are my students, all right? Okay, so Joyce was once my student as well, all right? This is the first reason. Most of them will bring a laptop or at least an iPad to class. Okay, so why not continue to use e-learning tips? Okay. Secondly, even if they're not bringing a laptop or an iPad to class, everyone will have this thing. Okay, and as a result, QR code, apps. All right, many of those e-learning apps exist as mobile apps as well. Okay, so now I'm now going to present to you some strategies that I have tried in my teaching, all right? And once again, I like to repeat that most of these, all right, will work in face-to-face as well as online situations, all right? But the golden maxim of e-learning is this. I always remind myself of this, all right? It's the pedagogy, not the technology. Okay? But, well, to be honest, all right, once in a while I will do e-learning just for a little bit of fun. Okay, maybe not for a pedagogical purpose, all right? But most of the time I ask myself, why am I using this app? What do I want to achieve? Okay, strategy one. But first of all, one difficulty I'm facing in conducting this seminar is that I have no idea about you guys' areas of specialism, all right? My area of work is English language teacher education. So my area of specialism or areas of specialism are linguistics, applied linguistics, TESOL methodology. And so when I was planning this seminar, all right, one difficulty I was facing was what example should I be using in order to satisfy everyone? Okay, so first of all, I'd like to find out a little bit about your background. Now, so in a moment, I'd like you to go to a Wiklet poll. But first of all, let me explain how it works, all right? When you see the QR code, which you will see in 1 minute, all right? You will be taken to this page. So just type in a false name, all right? Okay, and then click Edit in the upper right corner. Edit, all right? Click Edit. And then click the plus sign, okay? Now, so you're almost there, all right? The last thing to do to tell me your areas of specialism, all right, is click on this. Actually, this is called Wiklet, all right? You can also show other things, but for now, this means text, all right? So click on this. Click this, all right? Don't write there immediately because this is for URL, all right? And then start writing something. So for example, business administration, hotel I don't know. Okay, I don't even know the names of your areas of specialism. Okay, now see if you can finish this in 2 minutes. All right, here is the QR code. All right. And if you have access to the link, you can use the link directly. So I hope you still remember the 3 steps, right?
Can we use real names?
Why not? Why not? Why not, all right? Okay, now let me see what I'm...
Paul, you can tell them the link is now in the chat box.
Ah, okay. Now,
Chat room.
yes. The link, for those of you who want to use the link rather than the QR code, the link is now in the chat room, right? So you can also go to the chat room, click on the link, and then you are there. Okay.
Paul, would you mind showing us the steps again?
Okay, all right, now, the steps are like this. So, when you're taken to this page, go to Edit, okay? And click the plus sign, plus. And then step 3, click the text box, okay? And then start typing. So, for example, hotel management. I don't know, right? And then click done. Voila, okay, just like that. So let me refresh. Good. Wow, good. Wow, thank you so much, all right? I'm getting some responses from you like engineering, social sciences, nursing. Wow, nursing? Wow, interesting. Humanities, good. Wow, English literature, oh my God. Right, wow, it's so interesting, all right. All right, okay, so maybe 1 more minute, all right, and then I'll go on, all right. Marketing. Hotel management, okay. Good. Nursing again. Environmental science, wow. Marketing. Hi there, all right. Okay. Good. Right, now. Good, wow. So you guys are loving it, right? Okay, now, I think I'm just showing you the idea, all right? And so I think I will just go on for now, all right? Health sciences, humanities, and so on, okay, all right. Engineering, social sciences, nursing, hotel management, environmental sciences. Okay, right. Okay, good. So thanks for your participation, all right? I think I will just go on for now, all right? Good. Yes. Okay, thanks very much, all right? Now, so if you're interested in that tool, it's called Wakelet, all right? Wakelet. And of course, Wakelet can do many other things. So remember to go back to my diner list, all right, if you're interested. Okay, now, so I can see that you guys' backgrounds are quite mixed, all right? Hotel management, engineering, English literature, all right, even, and so on, all right? So there's no way, in terms of the subject matter content, for this seminar. There is no way I can please everybody. So, and that's why when I prepared my artifacts, my examples, all right, I turned to more general subject matter like wildlife, animals in Hong Kong, 7 highest summits of the world, 7 wonders of the world. So these topics will appear in examples that I'm going to show you, and I am saying this because I hope you understand why, because I know nothing about engineering, all right? I know a little bit about English literature, and nursing, 0, all right? Okay, now, these are the 7 strategies, all right? The 7 strategies. And let's begin with the first strategy, which I use very often, all right? Which is to show visually the progress of the class session periodically, all right? Periodically. My classes, I don't know about you guys, right? My classes are 3 hours in duration, 3 hours, whether face-to-face or online. So after a while, it's easy for students to lose track, to lose direction, all right? So my strategy is to show visually the progress of the class session periodically. So I'm now going to show you 3 examples, all right? Example number 1 is this. This is very, very simple, all right? I use a PowerPoint, I use the timeline template inside PowerPoint in order to show my progress visually. So if you're also interested in this, it's very, very simple. So all you need to do is go to PowerPoint, and then go to new, okay? And then in this box, type timeline. Okay, all right, now, and see what happens, all right? Oops, okay, let me try again, all right. Wow, you see, wow. These are the timeline templates, all right? They are very, very useful. Just choose one which you like, all right? For showing visually the students how you're developing the session. So if you're interested in using the PowerPoint timeline templates, all right? I also, the other strategies I use, I don't know whether you have heard about this or not, all right? This is Prezi, all right? Prezi. Prezi is slightly more complicated, but the effect is very, very cinematic. So let me show you one example, all right? This is one Prezi. Okay, mute my poll. Sorry, I need to open the link. Okay, now, PEDU is one master's degree course which I'm teaching, all right? So session 7 is about exploring modality. And it is a 3-hour session, very, very long. So at the beginning of the session, I give my students an overview like this. Okay, now look at the screen, all right? Okay, all right, class. All right, so this is an overview of the 3-hour session, all right? And what will we be covering? So first of all, look at what modality is, okay? And then we will have 3 warming up tasks, okay? So after that first step, then we'll move on to look at what modal meanings are, all right? So we'll zoom in on some examples and so on and so on. And then afterwards, we will highlight one example of modality, which is politeness. And for politeness, we will look at two cases. One is can versus could for expressing politeness. And then there will be a task for you, and so on and so on. All right? Now, this is very, very dramatic, more or less. I can almost use the word, all right? So I'll just close this first, or maybe I'll just go back to. So it needs a little bit of time to learn how to create a Prezi presentation. But if you're interested in something like this, so give it a try, all right, after the seminar, okay? Now, the third example, which I'm currently very, very much hooked on, is Satori, all right? Now, how does Satori work? What is a Satori timeline like right now? I'd like you to find that out for yourself. So if you have the link, then please go to the link. Otherwise, then please scan the QR code, and then you will be taken to my Satori timeline for this seminar. And then take 1 or 2 minutes to scroll up and down to find out how it works. Okay, so.
Again, the link is now in the chat room.
Okay, so the link is in the chat room, so you can, for those who are joining the Zoom session, so they can just go to the Zoom room and then click on that link, right? Okay, now, so remember to scroll, all right, up and down to find out how it works. So what have you discovered? Okay, now. And now maybe you understand why I like Satori so much, right? Because with one link, you are doing two things. First of all, you are showing the development of the whole session visually. So for example, at the beginning of a session, at the beginning of a class, I will show the Satori timeline to the whole class, and then I will say, okay, class, in the next 3 hours, we're going to go through this journey. Should I click admit? Okay, so this is the warm-up and lead-in, okay, and then strategy 1, strategy 2, and so on and so on. Okay, strategy 6, 7, all right. And then finally, the very, very final thing that I'm going to do is to encourage you guys to do one follow-up task, which I will elaborate on later, okay? So at the beginning of the session. And then periodically, during the session, I will say, okay, now class, where are we now? We are now, for example, all right, okay, now we are now here, all right? And then maybe half an hour later, I will take the students back to this Satori, and then I'll say, okay, class, we are here, all right? We are nearing the end of the whole session, and so on and so on. So this keeps them on track, okay? On track. By the way, Satori is not free, and it's not cheap either, okay? So I'm paying to use Satori for two good reasons. One is that you might notice that actually all the materials, online materials, are there already. So I just give my students one link, the Satori link. And that's all I need to do, okay? So they go to the Satori, and then they can visit all the links, all the materials that I use for the session. The second good reason is that I need to pay to use Satori. But my students, for my students, is totally free. All right, it's totally free. And all they need to do is to copy my Satori timeline, and then what can they do? They can take notes directly inside my Satori. Wow, this is wonderful. They can take notes directly inside my Satori. So that's the reason. Okay, all right, now, so much for strategy 1. Okay. And now we are here. All right. Okay. Now, pose and brainstorming tasks to engage students. All right. Now, I don't think this is very new to you. Okay. So, clickers, well, I think no. Today, I wonder. But the technology for conducting polling and also for using polls and brainstorming tasks, the technology has developed so much that today there are many, many fun ways of conducting polls and brainstorming tasks, right? So not just clickers anymore. And I'm going to invite you guys to try 2 or 3. The first one, I'd like you to, in a moment I'm going to show you a QR code, all right? Or you can use the link, all right? And this is just for a bit of fun, all right? Now, today is the 24th of May, and how are you feeling at this time of the second semester? Now, what I'm trying to do is to show you today, these polling apps, they are good fun. Okay, so, can you now go to this polling question and then respond, all right? And then respond. So for those of you who are joining via Zoom, the link is also there. Good, good, good. So for those of you who are joining via Zoom, they can just click on the link directly. Okay, all right, now I'm curious about the results, and so I'm now going to this is the, all right, so I'm curious about the results, and so on, activate, okay. Okay. All right, so you need to, and so on, all right? Okay. Now, registration. Sorry, I need to log in first. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to do is to take a look at the results. Sorry, the app has locked me out, all right? Sorry about that. Okay, so give me 1 more minute, all right? So you see, you know, these apps, after a while, they will lock you out. Okay. Now I'm looking for this particular, how are you feeling? Ah, okay, this is it. How are you feeling? So is it this one? Well, I don't remember. All right, anyway, let me look at the response settings, all right? Okay, now, I am getting a bit confused, all right, because I have set the same question twice, all right? Anyway, I won't be bogged down by that. The idea is that then I can easily go to my dashboard and look at the overall results, all right? I will do that later, all right? So the point I'm trying to show is that there are many, many fun ways of conducting polls today, all right? Let's try another one. Let's try another one. This time, it's called Question Pro, all right? Now, the question is like this, all right? Can you now please go to this link, all right? And the question, you will see 5 places, pictures of 5 places. So how do you respond? How do you respond? Okay, now it looks like this. I need to take it away. Okay. Yes, good. Now, when you follow that link, you will be taken to a page which looks like this. I need to refresh the page, sorry. Okay, good. So what do you do? The question is, how much, to what extent do you like visiting these places? And how do you vote? Well, look here, all right? So click the number of stars and so on and so on. Okay, no, so please try this now, all right? So if you're using an iPhone, it might be a bit tricky because the pictures are quite large. Okay, so the number of stars, so on and so on. Okay. Wow, very good. Wow, okay. I need to thank you guys, all right, for your quick response. All right, the first question, okay. Now, this is why I like Question Pro, because it shows the results in the form of a pie chart, like this, all right? Okay, so you can take a look at the overall results. Okay, very good. All right, so Question Pro, there are many, many other formats as well, okay? The third example, which I'd like you to try, is this, okay? This is Question Pro, okay? So this is the breakdown, okay? Now, the third question I'd like you to try is this, all right? Is this. Now, at the moment, we are all trapped in Hong Kong, all right? We can't go anywhere for vacationing, all right? But let's be more optimistic, all right? Let's say we're able to leave Hong Kong, all right, for vacationing in, say, 6 months, all right? Now, so when the pandemic is over and we are free to go anywhere in the world, what are the places, countries, cities, etc., which you would first want to visit, okay? Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you a QR code and also the URL, all right? So I'd like you to go to that page and type in as many answers as possible. Places, countries, cities, which you would most want to visit when the pandemic is over. All right, now I'm talking about this. This is the question, all right? This is the question, so let me take it out. Okay, how can I? Okay, good. Or maybe I'll put it at the bottom. All right, good. Now, this is it. The link is this, all right? But this is what I'd like you to try. Go to, I'm going to show you the QR code, all right? And scan the QR code, and then you will be taken to this page, all right? So, and then type in your answers one by one. So, for example, Japan, okay? And then click submit, and then another answer. So, for example, London, another answer. So for example, Paris, another answer, and so on and so on. Okay, now can you continue to do that for 2 minutes, all right? The QR code is this. Oops. Okay. This is the QR code, all right? So please scan this QR code and then start typing, all right, for 2 minutes, all right? As many answers as possible. Okay, all right, so let me look at the results. Taiwan, right? Good. Wow, good, good, good. Wow, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Wow, wonderful. Okay. Wow. All right, okay. 10 more seconds, all right? 10 more seconds. So let me enlarge it a little bit. Refresh. Admit. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. 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 Good enough. Right. Wow. Good. Good. Now I'm curious to know the places, all right, cities, vacation destinations which people are interested in. This is called a word cloud. All right. So those of you who are familiar with e-learning will know that in a word cloud, the size of an answer matters. Well, you know what I'm going to say, all right? So I don't need to explain. So Japan turns out to be the most popular, all right? Okay, I love Japan. Followed by Taiwan, Canada, Norway, Australia, okay? Lake District, oh, good, good, I've been there. Dubai, no, I haven't been there. Bosnia, no. I don't know how to pronounce that. What's special about Wacom Daiha? What happened there? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, out of curiosity. All right, okay, wow, you guys have a very good sense of humor, all right? Okay, now, why am I recommending Answer Garden? The one reason is very simple. You can create an Answer Garden poll on the spot without any preparation. So let me give you a 1-minute demonstration, okay? So go to Answer Garden. If you like, you can do it now as well, all right? For those of you who have a laptop, all right? So just go to answergarden.ch. answergarden.ch, all right? answergarden.ch. answergarden.ch. Okay. Step 2. So this is the home page, all right? Go here. Click on plus. All right, wow, you know what, you're almost done, all right? Enter your question here, all right? Let's say, okay, let's say, what are your areas of specialism? Okay, you're almost done. Then scroll down to the bottom of the page and then choose whether you want the Answer Garden poll to stay live for 1 day, 1 week, or just 1 hour. So let's say 1 day, and then the last thing to do is click create. You're done. And then what is the next thing to do, all right, to administer, to share your poll? Well, give your students this link, or in a live lesson, just scroll down and do this. Come on. Well, yes. As simple as that. As simple as that. You don't even need to do any preparation. Okay, right. Now, we're now here. So we're not here, all right? The next strategy, giving students opportunities to share their ideas and work. All right, so we are here, okay? Strategy 1 is to give students, to share their work. And I'm now showing you 3 examples, all right? Students love showing off, all right? So give them the opportunity. The first one, the first app, which I use quite often, is called Thought Storming. Thought Storming. So I like to give it a try, all right? So in a moment, actually, please go to this Thought Storming board and respond to this question. The question is, what advice do you have for other people to stay emotionally and physically fit under COVID-19? Okay, so please type out one sentence, which is your advice for people. I think it will ask you to type in your name first, but of course you can just type in a false name, all right? If you like, all right? Okay, so now let me see what I have got. Thought storming. Okay, good. All right, okay. So maybe I'll just wait for 1 more minute, all right, to get more. So I'll wait for 1 more minute, all right, to get more responses first. Okay. Sleep, all right. Okay. Family, yeah, sure. Stay positive. Okay, good. Wow, very good. Okay. All right, okay. That's enough, all right, that's enough, all right. Now, if you like, can continue. Wow, yoga. Oh, good. I think you're getting the idea, right? Because if you go here, then you can have different shapes, and then you can even upload a picture if you like, all right? Okay. So this is the app is called Thought Storming, all right? Thought Storming. I think some of you will also be familiar with a similar app which is called Padlet. They each have their own merits, all right? I think Thought Storming has its own strong points, which you might want to explore later, all right? So it's called Thought Storming. So this is very, very good for students to share their ideas, all right? Okay, good. Now, wow, okay, good. Wow, what is that? Okay, wow. I think I need to, I better go on, all right? Right, now. The second example, by the way, my own response to that question was, how do I manage to stay emotionally and physically fit, all right, so of course I still go to the gym regularly, all right, so I'm glad that the gyms have reopened. Another thing which I did, especially last summer, because I was stuck in Hong Kong, was that I spent the entire summer trying to study for and trying to get all the e-learning badges, right, from Microsoft, Adobe, and so on, all right, Google, Apple, and so on. Wow. So at the end of the summer, all right, I grabbed as many as 21 e-learning badges, all right, qualifications, and so on. So that was my strategy, all right? Okay, now, here is another one which I'd like you to try. This one is a little bit different. So if your discipline involves something visual, then this is a good idea. So this one is for collecting ideas, for students to share their ideas visually through drawing. Okay, now this is what I'd like you to do, all right? In a moment I will show you the QR code, in a moment. Let me see, yes, in a moment, all right? And you will be taken to a whiteboard, all right? The question I'd like you to respond to is this, all right? Now, in a higher education institution like this one, all right? Generally, there are two kinds of classrooms, all right? One kind is like this one, which is a lecture theater. So when you have a lecture theater, then you have rows of chairs and so on, all right? So this is good for mass lectures. The other type is classrooms, all right? Which accommodate, say, 50 students, 60 students, or sometimes 40 students, all right? But there is one thing I don't like about that setting, the classroom setting, which is that, and I'm talking about the Chinese university as well, all right? The classrooms are exactly like the classrooms that you find in primary schools, secondary schools, rows of desks, rows of chairs, and so on, okay, which are good for lecturing, but not for other types of activities. So here is the task. The task is, I'd like you to draw, using your finger, if you're using a mobile phone, your ideal classroom setting. So let's go. Okay, we're now here, all right? Okay, I need to take you back to this first. Yes, this is it, all right? Okay, good. So please scan, and then it will ask you for your name. It will ask you for your name, all right? So you can enter a false name if you like, and then take 2 minutes to draw. Use your finger if you like. Your ideal classroom setting. Okay. Wow, good. Now, all right, okay. Right, now. This is my dashboard, all right? Okay. Now, of course, I just wanted you to have a go, all right, to see how it works. So don't worry too much about the product itself. But in any case, now you are seeing the benefits, the merit, all right, the strong point about using this app. Okay? All right? Okay. and so on. All right? So if you like, you can just open one of the students' answers, and then you can talk about that with the whole class, or invite the other students to comment on this. All right? Now you see why this is one app which I'm recommending. So if you want students to share something which is more visual, Whiteboard 5. Okay. Now the next one, which is also for students to share their ideas, I have to make a confession. I haven't tried that with my students before, so I'm using you guys as my guinea pigs, all right? Okay, now, the next one is like this. This is also for students to share their ideas. This is the task, right? The task is, I'd like you, in a moment, you will be taken to a map. I'd like you to click anywhere on the map and then type in the name of a place which you think is worth visiting for tourists, for visitors to Hong Kong. Now, when you scan this page, you will be taken to this map, which looks like this, right? Which looks like this. So you can actually enlarge it or reduce it, okay? And then you click search a place by name, okay? So for example, say Mongkok, say, let's say Flower Market. Wow, and then what happens? Okay, then you can type something here, all right? Why you're recommending this place, all right? There are many stores that sell flowers. Actually, students can also respond in other ways, like uploading something, like a link, or take a picture, and so on and so on. But for now, just type in one sentence which explains why. When you're done, click outside. This is it. Okay? All right? Okay, now please go to this map and then choose a place to respond to. All right? Let me see. Poly-U Hong Bay campus. All right. Okay, good. Poly-U Hong Bay. What do you want me to say? Right. It's the headquarters of Speed.
Speed, yes.
Okay, all right. It's the headquarters of Speed. All right. The building is very. The building design, shall I say? The building design is very modern, for example. Okay, good. Wow, good. All right, say, okay, so 1 or 2 more minutes. Mongkok Stadium. This is what? Sham Shui Po, local place. Good. Good, good, good. So I'll just wait for 1 more minute, all right, to see what is this? Peak Tram, good. All right. This is what? Kowloon Bay, Kai Tak, Hong Kong, good. Very interesting, all right. This is the first time I'm trying out this idea, and I'm very happy to see that it works. It works. Okay, good, good. Right, now, as long as you're creative enough, then you can think of other ways to use a Padlet map like this. And by the way, it's not just Hong Kong, all right? You can zoom out. You can zoom out and go to anywhere of the world. Okay, but what will you be asking your students to share? Well, up to you, all right? It's up to your creativity. Wow, this is fun, all right? Okay, this is good fun. Right now, where are we now? This one, I think I'll just mention it, all right? Another thing, another way, another strategy that I use to have students share their ideas is to use Padlet. I think some of you will be quite familiar with this, all right? So students working in groups, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. So every time they have finished a group task, they submit. Yes, this is it. They submit their work to the Padlet wall. And in my experience, they love it. The other thing is, it makes the students be more serious about the group work, because they know that their classmates will be able to see their work. They will take the group work more seriously. Another good thing is that, this is Padlet, all right, is that you can get the students to share many types of materials, all right, text, URL, video, and many types of things, all right? So give it a try, all right, if you like this idea. Okay, now, we're now here, strategy 4. Strategy 4, all right. Short quizzes every now and then. Students love being challenged, all right? And there are now many different apps for creating quizzes, all right? Very easy to use. Now, in a moment, I will invite you to try 2, okay? The purpose is not to embarrass you, but just to have you feel what it's like if you are a student and then you're asked to respond to a quiz, all right? Now, in a moment, I will conduct a quiz, all right? This is just for fun, all right? So don't take it seriously. The quiz is about which continents are these 7 wonders of the world in? Okay, so if you scan or go to the link, you will be taken to a page which asks you to type in the room number. Now, I will show you the room number in 10 seconds. But first of all, go to this page first. Go to this page first, right? All right, okay, now, I'm now launching the quiz, so you will have to type in the room number, and then you will be on your own for the next 2 minutes, all right? Socrates. Okay, the room number is 705594. 705594. 705594. Okay, good. All right. Wow, oh my God. 705594. All right. Now you're on your own for the next 2 minutes. All right. So answer the quiz. Oh, good. 5 questions. All right. Okay. Now, don't feel embarrassed if you got some answers wrong, because I actually had to go to Wikipedia, all right, to find the information, all right. So if I were to take this quiz all of a sudden, then I would make many mistakes, so don't feel embarrassed. Okay, all right, okay. So just to illustrate, all right, so don't be concerned about the answers, all right. Now, if you're teaching online, one problem that higher education teachers is facing frequently is whether the students are really listening, the students are engaged or not, all right. And in my experience, this is a very good way to give the students a soft warning, you get the idea, all right? I asked them to type in the real name. And so indirectly, they will know, okay, if I'm not taking part, if I'm not listening, if I'm doing something else, then Dr. C will know. So this is a very, very useful way, all right? And so if, for example, if I scroll down, all right, so and Adam will be very pleased, all right, with this. Wow, I'm getting so many responses. So which means that I know, wow, so many people who are joining this seminar via Zoom, they are actually following. So this is good news to us, all right? Good news, all right? Okay, good. Now, the next one, this is another technique which I use, another tool. And this one is even more fun. Okay, now, so can you now go to this link, and then you're on your own for the next 2 minutes. And this one is a little bit different in that it's not just a quiz. It's not just a quiz. There are also things for you to read and learn. Okay, go ahead. You're now on your own. On your own. By the way, click on the bottom right-hand corner, all right, the arrow. Oops. It's okay. All right. Now let me show you how it works, all right? Quizzes. Okay, now let me put on the music. Now, bottom right-hand corner, all right? Bottom right-hand corner. You're on your own for the next 2 minutes, all right? Go on. The bottom right-hand corner. Okay. Bottom right-hand corner. Okay, now, so as you have just witnessed, all right, so this is a combination of teaching content, what you want the students to learn, and also the quiz. Wow, it's wonderful, and it's free, all right? The app is called Quizizz, all right? Quizizz, okay? So how do I use this, all right? So in my 3-hour-long lectures, all right, so once in a while I will create something like this, which will go for about maybe 8 minutes or at most 10 minutes, and then I assign the task, and then the students will work on that. And if I'm teaching online, this will also work to engage them, all right? Right, now we're now moving on to the next, if I remember correctly, to the next strategy, strategy 5. All right, okay, good timing, good, right, okay, good. Whole short technology mediated discussions. Now, of course, if you're teaching face-to-face, I think the best thing to do is to have the students get into groups to talk about something, right? But if you're teaching online, obviously, of course you have the breakout rooms, all right? But honestly, I don't trust the breakout rooms very much, right? My experience is that sometimes the students are quite passive, right, in the breakout room. So, and even in face-to-face, teaching, all right? So on top of getting them to work into groups, once in a while you can also get them to do technology-mediated discussions. The first example, which I just like you to watch, all right, is spoken discussion. Spoken discussion. So it works like this, all right? It works like this. So let me show you one example that I have used. Okay. Flipgrid. This is it, okay? These are my PGDE students, right? I think some of you will know what PGDE is for, right? PGD is postgraduate diploma in education. So these people, they are training to become qualified English teachers in Hong Kong. In one of the sessions, I showed them a video of a classroom extract showing how the teacher presented a grammar item. So I asked the students to watch that 3-minute extract. And then afterwards, I conducted this Flipgrid discussion, and then I asked them to exchange their views on that 3-minute extract. So the whole thing looks like this. So I created a question, I assigned it, and then, first of all, they responded individually. So let's look at one, for example, from Kit Young.
So I would like to comment on the first video. The girl is going to give a sharing session, a presentation, but the man is always attacking her. He doesn't show his butt for her because he's going to show off one of them.
So this is Flipgrid, all right? The good thing about Flipgrid is that the students can also actually listen to all the classmates' responses. And another thing is that it makes them take the discussion task more seriously, all right? Because they know that the classmates will be able to watch, all right, their responses again and again. So this is Flipgrid, which is good for spoken, oral discussion. The second example I'd like to show you is this, which is, yes, I've just done this, which is this, all right? Do you recognize this guy? This is Eric Massieu. All right, Eric Massieu. Eric Massieu is a very, very interesting academic, all right? He's a world-famous scholar in physics, all right? But at the same time, he's very, very interested in quality teaching and learning, all right? So some time ago, I think that was about 8 years ago, he, together with some IT people, he developed an app which is called Perusall, all right, which is good for written discussion in response to a text or a poster. So if you have a design, if your area of specialism is design or involves very in-depth reading, then this is a good idea. So let me show you how it works, all right? So I'm just showing you how it works because I don't think there's time to, this is it. Oh, I need to log in again, all right? Good. This is it, all right? Now, a few months ago, I was in one of the master's courses that I was teaching, all right? One topic was multimodal literacy. Multimodal literacy. So I set up this task, and then I asked the students to look at this poster, and also the language, the word. All right, let me show you the words. Okay. And then I asked them to discuss this via Perusall. So what did I do? I set up 5 questions, discussion questions. Overall, do you like this poster? Why not? Second question, what is the overall message of this poster? And so on and so on. Okay, now, let's go to look at And then the students respond like this, and then they can discuss. They can discuss here, all right? This is one thread. Let's look at another thread. This is another thread, not much response. Another thread, another thread. Wow, okay, good. And then another thread. Okay, so this is very, very good for threaded discussion. So the input can be a poster or a text, a passage, and so on and so on. And it's free. It's called perusal, all right? It's free. The third example I'm now showing you is voice thread. Voice thread. So I also tried the same poster on voice thread, okay? And in voice thread, the students can respond in different ways. They can write their response, they can record their response, and they can even upload a picture as their response, all right? So for example, look, is this okay? Asking Peter to sit on the sofa. Not just that, not just that. Stay at home and maintain social distance and so on and so on, all right? Okay, right. And the good thing about this is that the students can respond in a number of ways. Well, this is text, this is audio, this is video, this is uploading something. And this one, I don't know how it works. They phone in, but how do they do that? I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't tried that myself, right? Because I don't know how it works. This is the good thing about a voice thread, all right? Okay, now, so perusal and so on and so on, okay? This is voice thread, voice thread, voice thread. Okay, we are now here. Just to remember this timeline from PowerPoint. Strategy 6, liven up class sessions with short, interactive tasks. So this is what I do as well, right? So I create some short interactive tasks for the students to try, all right? Every now and then in a lesson. And I'd like you to try 2, which I have created, and see what you think, all right? The first one is this one. This one. Okay. Now, so once again, don't take the task too seriously. It's just for a bit of fun, all right? So the task is like this. The task asks you to match the pictures, the 7 pictures, to the 7 summits of the world. So you have to use your finger or mouse if you are using laptop, and then drag the picture to the correct name of that summit. Okay, now, so the link is here, so you can either use the link or the QR code. So, have a go. Have a bit of fun, all right? Okay. It looks like this. This is it. So when you're done, then click the blue button in the bottom right. All right, when you're done. Now don't be too serious about the answer, all right? So I just created this just for a bit of fun, all right? Okay, and then when you're done, click on the blue button in the bottom right. Wow, I've got all of them wrong, okay? All right, now I'd like you to try another one, all right? Another one using another app. This app is called learningapps.org, and it's totally free, totally free. And it is very good for creating very short interactive tasks like this, all right? So before I move on to the next example, let me show you why I'm recommending this. So let's say you want to create an interactive task like this. So what do? You go to create, click create. Wow, you look at these task formats. Look at these task formats, all right? Matching, grouping, timeline, simple order, free text input. Wow, multiple choice. Wow, what is this? I haven't tried this before. Guess the word. Wow, so many different formats, all right? So it's good trying, all right? The next one I'd like you to try is this one. This one is about names of wildlife, animals in Hong Kong, matching pictures of wildlife with names. Okay, give it a try. Give it a try, all right? I think this one should be easier. Wildlife, animals in Hong Kong. Which is bird-wing butterfly? Which one is purple heron? I think it's this one. Good. Okay. Okay, all right. Right, now, same reason, all right, why I'm recommending this. It's because this is Word War. The app is called Word War, right? And they provide many, many different interaction formats. This is just one of them. You will be amazed by the huge number of interaction formats available. So once in a while in a lesson, all right? Okay, so a good way to engage the students, right? All right, now I think I'm coming to the last strategy, all right? This one is actually a word game, just a game, all right? So once in a while, I use a game, I use something, an interactive task, just for a bit of fun, all right? Just for a bit of fun. I think it's this one. Or this one? Memory game, yes. Sometimes for no reason. Just for a bit of fun. Okay. And I'm finding that this format is very good for me because I have the feeling that my memory is deteriorating. Okay. So you know how to play this game, all right? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Bird wing is here. This is it. Okay, let me try again. Well, you know how it works, all right? So once in a while, just for a bit of fun, all right? For no other reasons. Okay, strategy 7. All right? Strategy 7. Challenge students with micro-learning units. Now, the term micro-learning units, the term micro-learning unit is actually used in industry training, but I like the word, all right? I like the word, even though it's used in industry training. I like this term because, first of all, short learning sequence, usually less than 15 minutes, all right? Number 2, bite-sized learning content in different modalities. It can be web page, PowerPoint, video, podcast episode, and so on, okay? And then the content is interspersed with quick quiz questions. And then several micro learning units can form a larger learning path, all right? Now, this is the last artifact I'd like you to try this morning, all right? It's slightly more technical, but my purpose is to show you what it's like, all right? So the app is called Simbaloo Learning Path, right? I've used this before with my master's degree students who were taking my course on computer-assisted language learning, and I was introducing two concepts which are related to e-learning, and I think Adam will be very familiar with these terms, right? One is TPACK, the other is SAMR. They are concerned with when and why we should use technology in teaching. Okay, now can now go to this learning path, this micro-learning unit, and it will ask you to fill in your name, all right? And so just type in a false name, if you like, and then start the journey. So, looks like this. Okay, where is mine? Where is this one? Okay, so you just type in a name, any name you like. Let's say Peter, and then click login. And it's more or less like self-explanatory. All right. Now look at the bottom of the page, which says start. Start. Okay. And follow the learning path. All right. Continue, and so on and so on. Okay. 2 minutes. All right. You're on your own for the next 2 minutes. All right. So take this journey, short journey. Okay, shall I say 20 seconds? Okay, slightly more technical. Okay, now, so don't worry if you haven't finished, all right? Now, you will see two scores here, all right? One here, and then another one here. So one of the scores will tell the students their progress, all right? Okay, how much ground have they covered? The other score tells them the quiz scores, okay? So these short learning units, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, very, very good, useful to engage, right, the students. The app is called Simbaloo Learning Path, and once again, it's totally free. It's totally free, all right? The other app which I also love using, which is not free, is Nearpod, and I think some of you will have used it as well, okay? The other one is called Nearpod. Now, I have actually prepared one, but since we're running out of time, so I think I will skip it. But if you're interested, you can have a look later to see how it works. So once again, it's a very short learning path which goes for 10 minutes, all right? Now, I'm now wrapping up my seminar, and so what have we covered, right? The 7 strategies. Honestly, I don't think that all these strategies are new to you, but still I hope that my examples have given you have stimulated your thinking, some inspirations for going ahead with your artifacts, all right? Finally, a few months ago, I was taking an online course by Adobe, all right? And because I was aiming to become a qualified, certified Adobe creative educator, all right? And in fact, I have got that qualification, so I'm a qualified Adobe creative educator, level 2, which is the higher level, all right? And so that online course contained, in one of the videos in that online course, I came across this line, which I love so much, so that it resonated with me immediately. Okay? Instead of building better lectures, focus on building better learning experiences, all right? And this is what I'm now continuing to try to do, all right? So the good news is that more student engagement, more concentration, and more efficient teaching, and more effective learning, all right? Now, there's only one slide left in my PowerPoint, but before I show you that very last slide, all right, which I will use to conclude the whole presentation, I like to see, are we having a Q&A session to see if any?
Thank you very much, Dr. C, for the wonderful sharing. Coming up, we will have like to invite Dr. Adam Wong to lead a 15-minute Q&A session. Dr. Wong, please.
Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Pozzi for this very informative and interesting and certainly very engaging lecture, 2 hours. When I first received his presentation slides, I counted and there were 66 slides. I was a bit worried at that time, okay, but it proved that these strategies adopted by Dr. C is very effective and very engaging. Okay, I enjoyed it myself. I'm certain that the over 60 participants also did enjoy this engaging lecture. Okay, this is the time for Q&A. So I'm looking at the chat room to see if there are any questions so far. And so now it seems that our participants are very happy with your presentation.
Okay.
And they understand it very, very well.
All right.
And I'm certain that just to introduce our upcoming workshops. We'll have some workshops organized in future, and many of them will be focusing on the tools that Dr. C has introduced. So I strongly encourage our participants to tell us what they think about today's lecture, and then if we have many participants who are interested in a certain tool, we can certainly invite Dr. C himself or someone as knowledgeable as Dr. C on this tool.
Or your IT specialist. Right.
Now I just see that now there's one question in the chat room. Okay, 2 now. So the first question is, what is Dr. C's view on dual mode of delivery? So I think the dual mode here is referring to the online mode and the face-to-face mode.
Wow.
Okay, so Dr. C, please.
I would need 2 hours to respond to that question. But honestly, the short answer is, it's not up for me to say, honestly. So, as far, for example, as far as the Chinese university is concerned, it's determined by the University Central Information Administration, all right? And we just have to follow the policy, all right? Maybe I can only add that personally, my preference is for face-to-face. I think I can only add that. But of course, as I've just said, sometimes it's not for me to say. All right.
Okay.
So I'm sorry I can't give you a very lengthy
Okay,
answer.
so it's a matter of policy, and I think it's also a matter of a student's choice. Okay.
Yeah,
The
okay.
teacher has to do something according to the institutional policy and also the student's choice.
I just want to add that the reason I prefer face-to-face is that I like that kind of personal relationship that I can build up in face-to-face, which is not very likely in online teaching. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, I certainly agree because when you are doing online, you don't have additional clues such as the students' facial expressions. Okay, you cannot hear if they respond to your jokes, for example, unless everyone of them opens their microphones. But then there will be a lot of echoes and so on. Now another question is very interesting. So Dr. C, what would you do if you have less than 40% of the students engaging in the activities you just mentioned? So let's say you have 100 students and then you find that you receive only 40 responses or less. So what would you do?
I think initially this would happen, and it did happen to me initially, all right? And so my strategy was that with some of those interactive tasks, all right, those engaging activities, I would ask them to tell me their real names. That was my strategy. So
okay.
after a while, all right, after a while, they would be aware that, I can tell who are participating and who are not, all right?
Okay, so
Okay.
I think yes.
One more.
I think that's fair enough. For some important tasks, then you may ask real names.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now, if not, then I will go on to the last
Okay,
slide.
I think we can take now just still a few questions. I think
Okay.
I can take one more question. Dr. Ho Wei Shi. Okay. So first of all, she said you have great strategies. Thank you very much. May I ask if you have any suggestions on how many of these interactive activities or apps do you suggest we use in a 3-hour session? I'm interested in using them, but not at the same time. So, Dr. Shi is worried if he or she will
exactly.
overdo it if we try all
Exactly.
the tools at the
That's
same time.
a good point, yes. Yes, that's a very good point, all right? And even though in this 2-hour seminar I've introduced a long series, all right? Of course, in an actual 3-hour session, if I think back to my experience, I think I would usually conduct 3 to 4 such engaging activities only, all right? So I always remind myself of that maxim. It's the pedagogy, not the technology, all right? Even though, yes, once in a while I will do an e-learning activity just for a bit of fun, but usually maybe 3 to 4, 4 to 5 at most, at most.
Okay, now
Yes.
we have a few more minutes. Sorry to break my promise, but I just found one question that just popped up and also a question in my mind as well, so I have to ask it. It's a kind of burning question. Okay, it's this somewhat like a situation we are facing right now because we have around 10 or 12 participants in the room here physically with us, and then we have about 50 more online.
Yeah.
So the question is that, okay, what do you do in this situation? You have many more students who are online than the students who are physically face-to-face.
Okay, Adam, I have to be very, very honest with you. My teaching at the moment is either online or face-to-face. But I understand your question, all right? And I think that's something which I need to learn. So for example, at the beginning of this session, I was joking. Okay, where should I look? Should I be looking at the audience or should I be looking at the camera and so on and so on? I don't have much experience to share in connection with that question. I think this is something which I need to explore as well. How do you satisfy the needs of both groups of audience?
Yes, I think that's
Yeah.
a very good answer. And I think that throughout this experience, I think most of the participants will agree the tools and the strategies we have tried so far has been working quite well throughout this 2-hour lecture. Okay, I think all of us should be able to adapt and adopt it to our own teaching. Okay, so Dr. C, do you want to cover your last
yes,
slide?
Yes. Okay. Before I say goodbye to you, I have one more slide to show you, which is that after this presentation, what am I going to do? I am very, very concerned about my own professional development, all right? Yes, I'm training teachers, so that's my job, all right? But at the same time, I truly believe that I myself need ongoing professional development for myself. So after this seminar, so what will I be doing in this summer? Since I'm trapped in Hong Kong and I can't go anywhere, I have signed up for this course offered by Harvard. Higher Education Teaching Certificate. Wow, Harvard again. Okay, it's an online course, 8-week, which runs for 8 weeks, all right? The deadline for registration is June the 1st. Today is the 24th of May, all right? I have signed up already, so if some of you will also sign up, then we will become classmates, all right? It's not free, okay? But it's not terribly expensive. It costs 18,000 Hong Kong dollars, all right? But for a higher education teaching certificate from Harvard, so why not? Okay, all right, that's all I need to say, all right? So thanks very much, all right, everyone, all right? So shall I hand back over to you?
Thank you, Dr. Wong and Dr. C. The QESS Blended Learning Project will organize more seminars and workshops in the future. Therefore, we would like to have your feedback about today's seminar. Would you please spend a few minutes filling in the feedback forms by scanning the QR code? The QR code is also found in the chat box. This is the end of the seminar. Thank you for attending. I hope you have enjoyed it. We are very honored to have you here with us this morning and looking forward to seeing you again at our next seminar. Bye-bye.